Good morning, everyone. It's been a little while since I've posted a video, and I thought today would be a great day to post this video that we're going to do. And this video is the last ride on the Ninja 500R. I don't have a video on this on my channel, and I figured today I better get it up on the channel, otherwise you won't get to see it. So we're going to get it started this morning, and I'm on my way to work, and on lunch I will be passing this great bike onto the next rider. We've had this bike for 2 years. It has 19,000 miles on it right now. I think we got it around 15. The only thing I've had to do was put tires and oil in the bike and the filter. So I'll just do a quick walk around on the bike here as we're stopped, and then we'll get on our way to work. As you notice, this does have the full Muzzy system. It's a little cold this morning. The bike is. It's not cold here. Surprisingly. So, get my gloves on. And let's go. Alright. So hopefully you can hear me okay over the bike. The exhaust is a little loud, but I think it sounds great. We're going to take the back road this morning. A little bit more scenic for everyone. So like I said, I had the bike for 2 years. It's a 2003. Haven't done much to it other than tires and oil. And I did have to replace the back turn signals because when we bought it, it had these cheap LED turn signals on it. And they just stopped working, so had to make a mount for the new ones that I bought, and now it's good to go. These bikes might be older, yeah, it's a 2003, but overall I think they run really great. And I think this bike put around 50 horsepower to the crank, I want to say, which isn't too bad. What's nice about it is that it has the real linear torque, being a twin. This was my wife's bike. This was her first street bike. She started on a dual sport. We sold that, got her a bigger dual sport, and then got her this street bike. I think it's really comfortable. The seat is nice and cushiony. Granted, I haven't ridden this all that long. Actually, the trip to work this morning might actually be the longest trip I've had on this bike. She was always riding it, which is fine. That's good. But it is comfortable. You're semi-upright, I want to say. You're a little hunched over. Depending upon how long your arms are, will also dictate how straight you are sitting up on the bike. While you're cruising along, I do notice that the exhaust really isn't that bad. I'm at almost 50 right now. Suspension is plush. Ooh, what's going on here? Kids waiting for the bus. So, like I said, this was her first street bike, and coincidentally enough, this is going to another person as their first street bike. So I think that's pretty cool. This is a great first bike. Great all-around bike, really. It can do it all. We've been to a lot of demo days and different things, and it's always interesting to hear people's comments on this bike and how they really think that it's, you know, a great bike, and they had stories and experiences too of their Ninja 500. Have plenty of reach on this. Seat is nice and low. We'll get on it a little bit here. The only bad thing about the bike is if you're trying to remain silent somewhere, it's not really going to work. Not get noticed, you can't really do that. But who cares, right, when it sounds so good? Alright, on to the next semi-curvy road. Another thing I really like about this bike is the range that you can get. I think we ranged about 150 miles before we ever hit reserve on the bike. I think it's around a 4.5 gallon tank, and I think we were anywhere from low 50s to mid 50s on like a trip. The only complaint I have on the bike is, it's not really a complaint, but just a design thing. The exhaust that's on this bike, the 2-into-1, this bike came factory from 2-into-2. I mean, it had one on each side, and that allowed it to have a center stand, which when you switch to the 2-into-1 Muzzy exhaust, you lost the ability to use the center stand. So changing the oil or changing the back tire, you got to get a stand for it, which I did. But it also just makes everything else annoying. Like, I had to change the front tire, and I ended up having to suspend the front end of this bike off of my ceiling in my garage to get the front tire off. Another annoying thing, I guess, goes along with the exhaust is the fact that when you change the oil on the bike, where the spin-off oil filter is, it just drips and runs right down over the exhaust. There's no way around it unless you rig up some channeled system for the oil run, which whatever. But then you're smelling oil. If you don't clean it off real good, you're smelling burnt oil for the next probably 50 miles or so. So that's a goofy thing about the bike. But it probably wouldn't be a problem if you left the exhaust alone. No gear indicator on these bikes. Just got your normal stuff. You have a temperature gauge on this since it's liquid cooled. I've never had it run hot. I have had the fans kick on though. Train tracks. So we're passing this great bike off onto someone else. I think he'll really enjoy it. I know the sound alone, whenever we went and looked at this bike, sold the bike to my wife pretty much. She really wanted that. Alright, almost down into town now. Wow, took me a lot longer to get through there than what I thought. Another cool thing about this bike is it has the adjustable levers on either side. I'm seeing new bikes have them, let's say, like on the Yamahas. I was looking at an FZ07 or an XSR 700, and it had adjustments on one side but not both. So I thought, hey, that old Cowie we have from '03 has it on both sides. And both of the new Kawasaki's that my wife and I have adjustable levers on both sides. I have the Z900 RS, and she has the Z650. Basically the grandchild of this bike. So while we're stopped here waiting, if you've had one of these bikes, either the old EX 500s or one of these Ninja 500s, let me know what you thought of your bike. Do you still have it? What's the story on yours? What'd you do to it? Did you change the exhaust? Did you keep it for a long time? Did you pass it on? Do you still have it as an everyday commuter bike? Hopefully we, yep. I would just call this a sport bike. It's not a standard. Don't do it. Don't, I see you. I would just consider it more of a sport bike. It's not a naked, obviously. So we'll miss it. I think she will miss the bike too. But it's not going real far, and I actually happen to know the people that are purchasing the bike, so I'm excited about that. I wanted to see it go to a good home and someone that could appreciate it. And again, thank you to everybody who is watching my videos. I know I don't get everything right, but I do my best to keep it real and not do a bunch of editing. So you pretty much get the live cut of whatever happens, whatever I say. If I mess it up, I do my best to keep it interesting as possible. And hopefully we'll have a long riding season this year. We're into September now. Still pretty nice out, so hopefully into the fall, maybe in the fall we'll get some dual sport videos out. So again, thank you to everyone for coming along today and watching the video on this Ninja 500R. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time back out on the road. WO6Man 96 here, signing off.